Well, you're playing a team that's a little more traditional than what you saw last week. Tell us what the Thunderbirds bring that you need to deal with.
Well, I think the quarterback's a very talented player. He's got a big arm. He's extremely accurate. And I think they got a very good speed at wide receiver. And they give you a lot of different personnel groups and really create a lot of matchup problems for your defense.
How well does he move around? Is he mobile? Is he a guy that you need to go after?
He's a guy that can get out of the pocket, and if you're not careful, he can scramble and make some plays. But they drop back with him most of the time.
What Todd Barr played a little bit last week and showed up pretty big. What do you like about his?
Well, Todd's a little bit of an undersized guy, and he's a good athlete. He's active, so if we can substitute him in there, he's a little different than some of the other guys that we have. So he creates a little bit different problem from a matchup standpoint for the offensive line for being undersized and quick. And he's a very smart kid. He can do a lot of different things with him. So real excited about the things that he can bring to this defense.
What did Brennan Scarlett do well in his first start?
He played really well. He is a physical presence at the point of attack. He gets off blocks. And he's very conscientious about his position, and he plays extremely hard. He loves to play, and that was really his first full action since he's been here. So I only expect him to get better the more he plays.
You were saying the other day that he didn't feel like he locked down a spot until maybe midway through fall camp. When did you sort of realize that he could be a key piece of your defense this season?
I think when I walked into his home during recruiting, my first time I got to see him, he's a big, imposing guy that is, in a few years he's going to be a big man. He kind of reminds me of a young Willie McGinnis, type body type. I don't know if he's going to be that kind of player, but as you look at his stature and his length and his size for somebody his age, he's got a chance to really fill out.
It seems like he was also one of the only guys who played the pistol properly, especially at that young of an age, was able to stay disciplined and kind of stay home when he needed to.
He did for the most part. And he's athletic enough to be able to get his foot in the ground and change direction. So we're excited about his progress, and hopefully he'll continue to get better.
You sort of lacked an edge rush presence at times last season. How important is it that you get something from either him or McCain being able to get after the quarterback?
Yeah, we think those two guys are going to be really good outside rushers for us. Last week we were a little more concerned about this guy, quarterback, scrambling, and we did some things to try to make him have to step outside the pocket. But I think as the season goes on, we'll let those guys stay on the edges a little bit more. But we definitely need their presence out there.
You're going to have, is Walla going to be available for this game?
Yes.
But Mustafa Jalil, not sure yet?
Not sure yet, yeah. I kind of wait to see that.
Yeah. How close is Kyrie Ford to getting ready?
He's working hard at it, getting better and better, and I imagine he's probably a couple weeks off. And he's really trying to strengthen that leg.
He's not actually able to full practice at all yet?
He's going through some of the, going to all the meetings, obviously, and doing some of the non-contact walkthrough type thing during the body of practice just to get acclimated with the defense and continue to stay fresh.
Still expecting him to play at some point this season rather than
yes,
redshirt?
Well, most definitely. I mean, he's an impressive athlete, and we just need to see him get out there and play.
How quickly has he picked things up?
Been very good. He's very conscientious. He's very coachable, and you really only have to tell him something once, and he seems to get it. But we got to kind of wait and see how he is when the bullets start flying. But he does have experience at the Division I level, so I would anticipate it not to change.
When he's ready to play, would he be like one of the Perrell or Mullins spot in there?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to put our best 11 guys on the field, so if we feel like he's one of those guys, then we'll find a spot for him, and we'll just go from there.
I talked to the Southern Utah coach. He said that size-wise, physically, he thought that they could match up, but the speed is going to be a problem that you guys have. How can you exploit that? He was talking about for example, the D line, being able to close holes down fast, and obviously the secondary guys being faster. He's talking about also the depth on the D-line, that normally you guys rotate more, but it didn't happen as much last week. Are we going to see more of the rotation this week?
Yeah, I think so. Last week was a little bit, anytime you play a unique offense like the pistol, the blocks and the speed of the blocks that they're making, it's hard to get a feel for that without staying out there and getting a lot of reps. So we'd like to rotate our guys. I thought we had a decent rotation last week for the number of plays that we ended up playing. But we want to play. We feel like we've got 6 to 8 guys that can contribute along that front. But we also got guys that we're trying to get better to get more reps. So that's going to be part of the process here in the early part of the season. Is in all the positions on defense, we're trying to get guys experience and work so they can get better, because we are young in some spots.
Nancy, how close is Stephen McClure to being able to contribute?
I don't know. That's a question you'll have to ask Coach Tedford. He's very sorely missed. I mean, he's a very talented kid and very smart. And, he's got a very bright future.
He's a kid that, unless you're 100% ready to go, he would be conservative with him and hold him.
Once again, that's something Coach Tedford has to answer.
How's Cam Jackson done in kind of his stead? I mean, he's kind of the same year and had to step up and kind of into his spot, it seems.
Yeah, Cam started at the nickel last week for us, and we kept Josh Hill at safety. And Josh is kind of our utility man. Where we need him, nickel or safety, we can use him. And Cam he had 2 good weeks of practice, but he was inconsistent in the game and didn't play as well as I would have liked for him to have played. He cost us some plays throughout the course of that game that I wish we'd had back, that mistakes he shouldn't have made. And that's something that as a defense we're not going to tolerate. So he's got to kind of earn his way back in the mix.
Who's at that spot today, this week?
Josh Hill will be back at the nickel, and then Michael Lowe will be the safety. And then Cam will play some. He needs to get reps in there to learn.
Right.
I mean, we don't have preseason games to get guys ready, so Cam's going to have to play early in the year so we can develop him at that position.
Do you think the lack of numbers on the D-line during fall camp, do you think that showed up in the game?
No, I don't. It was,